on a series of statistics and data such as vehicle miles and census population data that is split between Pinellas, Pasco, and Hillsborough County. Now, in the past, the majority of that funding has been used exclusively for capital-related expenditures, such as buses or infrastructure. But with the economic downturn that we saw beginning in 2008, with the floor dropping out of ad valorem and our property valuations, HART had to make a decision whether to cut service or flip the funding of our formula to make up for what we lost in our ad valorem dollar. So the graphic you see before you, beginning in 2008, you can see that the majority of our federal formula funding now goes to operating expenses for HART and away from capital. So in 2008, this is the picture of what our revenue looked like. And you see a good 7% slice of that pie was federal funding for operating. This is not capital, this is operating. So in 2008, HART was relying on 7% of our federal formula funding for operating. Here we are in 2012. We are now at 20% reliance on federal formula funding for operating our current level of service. So it's a drastic shift. So what exactly is being funded when we say operating? That 20% slice pays for and impacts 375,000 riders a year by providing additional money for specific routes that we already have running, for late night service, increase of weekday frequency, Saturday and Sunday service, over 25 routes within Hillsborough County. Again, 375,000 riders rely on this operating funding for those routes. We also pay for bus operations and maintenance, tires, parts, and service. This last year we were actually able to use federal formula funding for fuel, which is a huge component of our expenditures each year, and for paratransit operations. So prior to Holland and I getting up and talking about where federal funding looks like it's going into the future, I wanted to quickly give you kind of a baseline of the importance of federal funding it is to HART for operating. On the capital side, of course, we rely still on specific federal funding for our capital projects, such as the CNG, compressed natural gas fueling station that we were awarded. That's moving forward. That's federal funds. Our new administration facility and operations facility, federal funded for capital. But I think it's important to understand the importance of federal funding for our operating. And with that, I'll turn it over to Mr. Booth.
Good morning, Jim.